What is up, y'all? So I just woke up from my afternoon nap. It was amazing. Well, really, it's evening. Well, it was afternoon because I've been laying right here since I got off work. And let's talk about it. So I had a conversation with my pops before I went to sleep, and we were talking about how I was. Well, basically, I told him like, "Pops, I got a job," but it was mainly because like I told him like it was one of them things where I had to swallow my pride in order to get to this next step. And um, he said that's a good thing because you don't really realize. Well, he didn't say this. We just had a conversation with this the understanding I got after the conversation, based on what I said and based on what he said. But basically, what I got from it is like you don't really know how prideful you are until you do the thing that other people been nudging you to do, but you just said no, I don't want to do that. Until you swallow your pride and realize like this is the best option for me right now. So this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. I'm gonna do it myself and do it the way in which I see it works for me. Like, cause even on the job, like everybody move fast like this, but me, I be moving slow only because I know that once I get comfortable, I'll move faster. But also, if I move too fast right now, I'll start making mistakes that will carry on for the rest of my duration there. Like, it's wild, mainly because like you have to like really be aware of yourself, be aware of who you are as a person in order to grow to that next stage. And that's what my pops was telling me. He's telling me like this a test to see like can you take care of yourself for real? Can you take care of yourself in a way to where you don't have to depend on anybody? Like it's not just about you being able to feed yourself. Like how can you give yourself shelter? Can you feed yourself? Can you give yourself the things that you want for yourself and not expect it from other people? Like, and I feel like, especially especially young women, that we neglect ourselves and neglect our needs because once we get that cushion to where someone can do it for us, we tend to do less for ourselves and expect more of other people. Then when other people don't live up to those expectations, now our needs not getting met, our wants not getting met, and it's all because we never cultivated that relationship within ourselves in order to get it done for ourselves by ourselves. And that's one thing I respect about my pops, like, cause like with me not having my mom, like to be that guiding force, he always been that. I ain't like every method that he chose, but I respect him as a man teaching his daughter that. Because like if he didn't take the time to tell me these things, then who would? Who would actually care enough to be the one to like, hey yo, look, listen here. I understand, but And then I also like the fact that you're not shoving it down my throat. You allowing me to make that decision by myself, with myself, and not forcing me to make that decision. Cause like that's the thing that hindered me from doing it in the first place. Cause everybody kept saying you gotta do this, you gotta do this. No, I don't gotta do anything but be black and die. Like I ain't got to. Like you can't make me think otherwise. But I want to. It's not that I have to. It's that I want to, so that when the time comes and I necessarily have to, I can. And that's the lesson. That's the lesson. Knowing how to put yourself in a position so that if anything was to happen, you can handle yourself in that situation without like without putting yourself in a frenzy because you don't know what you're gonna do. Like, and I respect the thought of that, especially with me seeing like life from this perspective now, life from different eyes, to where it's like anything can happen. Like what's the song? The song that's Janae Aiko. I forgot. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be stuck in my head until I figure it out. Give me a second. Janae Aiko. Anything can happen. Don't take it for granted. No, it's 10K hours. Janae Aiko. No, it's not that song. I know what the song I'm looking for. I just need to look at the album, actually. I know what song I'm looking for. And it's gonna puzzle my brain until I've been missing you for 10,000 hours. No. Oh my God, bro. Why you had to happen to me during the video? I'm gonna find this song because I want to read the lyrics. Is it Eternal Sunshine? Bro. Okay, I'm gonna do this one last search, and if I can't find it, then it's oh well. So I was right. I was right. Maybe I need to put my glasses on so I can read better. Because ain't no way. Literally. She said, so in Janae Aiko's second verse in her song 10,000 Hours with Nas, I love this song so much. I feel like I sing it in my head often. But in her second verse, she said, have you ever loved someone then lost someone? Have you ever missed someone that ain't coming back? Oh, you can't even tell me that. You can't even tell me that one because they are not here. You can't even tell that one because they are not here. Because they are not here to hear it. Do you hear me? Nothing in life is guaranteed. I'm not being difficult. I just see things differently. You don't see the urgency. You don't see the urgency. That really worries me. The problem is we think naturally that we have time, but soon you'll find anything can happen. Don't take it for granted. Yeah, that's what she said in the song. And it's like that's been the lesson for the past four-ish years. I say since 29, like towards the end of 2019. Like, don't take anything for granted. Like, naturally, we think that we got time, but we don't. Like, time is a luxury that we often abuse, just like water. Like how we abuse the natural resources in life. We, like, time is just like that as well. Like, we abuse it because we don't use it properly. And that's why time runs out. And if we constantly live in that head frame to where we feel like we can do whatever we want to when we want to, like, that's called pride. And pride is of the ego. It's not of spirit. It's not your spiritual body that where you manifest things from. Well, you manifest the blessings from. Pride and ego is where you manifest more lessons. That's why you see people struggling to get ahead because they want all of these materialistic things, but they're struggling because they can't let go of the things that keep them binded down, because it's a mind over matter thing. It's like if you're so attracted to things, like if you desire so much, you're naturally going to want the things that you want. And it's like once you get in that head, that mind state, then your judgment become clouded because all you can think of is that goal that you want. You're not allowing the wisdom to work as it's supposed to in your life, like the applied wisdom. Because it's a difference between knowledge, wisdom, and applied wisdom and knowledge. Like it's different, because I feel like in life we gain knowledge through mistakes, right? And then we apply that knowledge, which that's how we get wisdom. And in order for us to become wiser, we apply that wisdom. So it's a 4-step process that we oftentimes misconstrue and forget about the steps. We forget that we're climbing steps in life. Every decision that we make is just like walking up the stairs of a staircase, of like a spiral staircase. And it's like we have to be more diligent with ourselves in order to get the things that we want for ourselves. We can't just say, oh, I want this, and not pay attention to the things that we need, not pay attention to what it takes to get to what you want. Like we develop this unhealthy sense of what everything is, living in this Western world. Like I was just looking at a post on Instagram, and it was, so basically they had this Braille thing for a $20 bill, and they were marking it so for the people that need Braille and stuff like that. I don't know if it's the deaf people or the blind people. I don't know which ones, but I know it's the impaired people. That's what I'm gonna say, the sensory impaired. So it was like a tool to do that, and they had said in the comments, like, how come America don't accommodate money for people with impaired senses, with impaired senses, and because Canada already got it, and it shows how, as a society, that we far behind the learning curve of who we are as our culture, the people that's around us. Because a lady in the comments, she said, why America haven't been did that? And I said in the comments, I commented on her comment, I said that they're too focused on what Trump is doing, telling women what they can and can't do with their bodies. What else I say? Elections and whatever scandal stimulates the market at the current moment. And it's true. Like as America, we've been conditioned to look at the world through greed, through lust, through anger, like wrath, sloth, pride, whatever other one I missed. And it's like we've been conditioned to look at life through those things that produce fear. Like everything about the world that's been marketed to us about America, it produces fear. The fact that we scrolling on our timelines and they have sensitive content that traumatizes you, that's to produce fear in your life. That doesn't come from love. And that's the main reason why I I had to change the algorithm on my social medias. Like I dreaded that video of George Floyd. Like I can't get it out my brain. When I close my eyes and I think of it, I see it. And that traumatized me because why am I scrolling on my phone watching this man kill this other man in cold blood? And then there's just people sitting around recording. Like, what type of world we live in? Like, that produces anger. That's the energy they want us to live in, because they want us to react in that energy. Because if we react in love, then if everybody was living in love and reacting in love, the people that was recording would have stopped that man. Regardless of the bullets that would have came towards them, they would have stopped him from killing that man if everybody was operating in love. But because we're operating in fear, everybody rather sit around and record than to sit around and choose to love a person that can't love themselves at the moment. And that's the thing about propaganda. It's meant to cloud our judgment and make us not trust our intuition, not make us not do the things that we feel called to do. Because I'm pretty sure that people in the crowd, they wanted to stop that situation, but they were afraid of what could happen, what would happen if they did this, like those what ifs. And that's the whole purpose. And me saying, like, our sense of time, our sense of love, our sense of awareness has been misconstrued by these people that don't care. They don't care about our well-being. You could tell by just that simple example that I just used about the fact that this money been in print for like 1,000 years probably. And it's like they haven't it's been impaired, sensory impaired people for a while now. You haven't accommodated that on the traditional money at all, like at all. And that says a lot about people, period. And the fact that even in school, we don't learn sign language. So if something was like, we don't learn sign language, and then they want to feed us they want to put all of these additives into the food that produces diseases, where if you eat too much sweets, you can become blind, but you don't know sign language. It can produce sensory impaired disabilities, basically, is what I'm saying. But you don't know how to communicate to those people, and you don't know how to communicate if you become one of those people. Like, it's a gap. Like, everything that they do to advance the culture, they put us at a disadvantage because we never even learned the fundamentals of what it meant to be living in a culture of diversity. Like, you can try to diversify TV all you want to and how we perceive the world, but if you're not diversifying the culture of how we operate in the world, then what's the purpose? And that's why, like, people always hollering about reparations and this, that, and the third. Know what you fighting for. Pay attention to what you are asking for. Like, if we ain't learned anything from Martin Luther King now, that's the one thing that we should have learned. Like, he didn't know what to ask for. He didn't do his research on what he was fighting for, before he took the stand against what he was fighting for. Like, if he would have did his research and properly prepared, he would have had a better performance, and it would have had a better lasting effect. If he would have partnered with his people, with his comrades, instead of allowing them to intercept his judgment, then things would be better. This no shade to the man. He did an amazing thing. But we also have to realize the audience. We have to realize the times we live in. We got to realize that life, it just is. It all just is. And in me saying that, we have to do our due diligence as people to make sure that we don't get in stupid situations based on our ignorance. We have to take the time to learn properly, learn ourselves first, so that when we in these situations, we can read them properly. We can learn properly. It's not just about what we want, and sometimes it's not even about what we need at the time. It's about what it is and how can we surpass this challenge that's in front of us. Because you may need water at the moment, but you can't get it at the moment because what's needed of you is of dire importance than what you need at the moment. You still gonna get what you need, and it may be plentiful when you actually get the chance to get it. But if you don't read the situation properly, you're gonna miss the opportunity to capitalize on what the Most High is teaching you in that moment. Maybe you do need to take that step back. Maybe you can't get to what you need right now, and that is okay. We don't have to have it like a microwave all the time. Because if we constantly use that microwave over time, it's going to deteriorate our vessel, and now we got a whole different problem. So if you keep getting that fast paced thing for so long, it's going to deteriorate after a while, only because you never took the time to establish the efficient method. You only focused on the effective method. And with that being said, your girl is out of here because I ain't come on here to preach. I just had to come in here and say what I had to say, and it just so happened to teach her. So, with that being said, peace and love. Enjoy your day, and don't let no player get in your way, my baby. Peace and love.